It's time for My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball. Yes, it's the Gay Family series starring Lucille Ball with Richard Denning as Liz and George Cooper. Two people who live together and like it. As we look in on the Coopers, it's afternoon at the Sheridan Falls National Bank, and George Cooper has just received an urgent summons to the office of the president of the bank.
Did you want to see me, Mr. Atterbury?
Yes, I did. Come in, George boy.
Is something wrong, sir?
George, as you know, we here at the bank encourage, yea, insist that the families of our employees do their banking with us.
Yes, sir, I know.
I just finished looking over Liz's monthly statement.
Yes?
Boy, as a favor to me and to the bank, would you ask Liz to take her business elsewhere?
Well, what happened this month? Was she worse than usual?
Oh, that girl, boy. Thanks to her, 3 tellers were here all night.
Oh, gee, I'm sorry. Well, I'll have to apologize to them.
It's too late. 2 of them quit this morning, and the other one sitting numbly at his desk and doesn't seem to recognize any of it.
Well, just exactly what did she do?
Well, it's hard to know where to start. Look at this check. If I can believe what I read, it's dated the 19th of Octopus. And it's payable to the Shimeon Phil's Gas Corn-Fed.
That's the Sheridan Falls Gas Company.
Oh. Well, you've had more practice interpreting her writing than I have. Look at that signature. Mrs. Garage Cowpen.
I'm sorry, Mr. Atterbury. Maybe I can get her to write better.
Well, try, boy. By the way, I think she's overdrawn again.
Oh, don't you know?
No, but look at the note she wrote on this check. Dear Mr. Teller, if I don't have enough money to cover this, please be a lamb and hold this check till next month.
Oh, no.
P.S. Thanks, Oodles, and I'll put in a good word for you with George.
Oh, this is the worst yet. She's gone too far, even for Liz. I'll speak to her tonight.
And when you do, speak sharply, boy. Understand it isn't just me. I can't stand this terrific turnover in tellers.
Liz, where are you?
Oh, hi, George. How's my little husband?
Sit down. Your little husband wants to talk to you.
Well, apparently you got up on the wrong side of the vault.
Never mind being smart. Liz, what you've done is unforgivable.
Why, that dirty fibber of a garage mechanic. He promised he wouldn't tell you I had that fender fixed.
What fender?
Oh, me and my big mouth.
We'll settle the fender later. But right now, I want to talk to you about your bank account. It's in a terrific shape. Now, what have you got to say about it? Oh, that's what you always say. Oh. Now, we'll figure this out, Liz. Dry your eyes.
Oh, I didn't get to the tears yet.
Oh, fine. Well, get your checkbook and let's look at it.
All right, it's here in the desk. Here.
Now, Liz, I deposit so much money to your account each month to run the house.
Yes, sir.
If you keep track every time you write a check, you should know how much money you have left in the bank at the end of the month.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Well, let's take a look at it. Now, do you have any idea where you made your first mistake?
Yes, when I married a banker.
I'd known I'd get an answer like that. Now, here. You made a mistake right here on the first stub. You wrote a check for $2 for an elderly gazelle.
Let me see that. That's Evening Gazelle. A Gazette.
Oh. Well, anyway, you made a deposit the same day and added it up wrong.
I did?
Yes. 9 and 9 do not make 17.
Since when?
They never have. Oh, look, Liz. Just out of curiosity, how do you add 9 and 9 to make 17?
Well, George, I used a simple shortcut. You see, 9s are pretty big numbers, so I always break them up into little chunks of 3s. 3 is such a nice number.
I've always liked 3.
Yeah, well, now I take 2 of the 3s of each of the 9s. I can handle 3s. Then I add each set of 2 3s, which comes out 6, times 2, which is 12. Now I have 12 with 2 3s I haven't even used yet. And frankly, George, there's nothing as confusing as 2 single 3s.
Oh, nothing.
I take each single 3 and break it into a 2 and a 1. Then I take 2 2s and scrunch them together into a 4. And I put the 4 on top of the 12, and that's 16. Now I've got 2 1s left, and 1 times 1 is 1. Pile it on top of the 16, and what do you have? 17.
A simple shortcut.
Yeah. It's just a little system I made up one day when I wasn't doing anything.
I agree. Liz, your math is positively atrocious. Now, what can we do about it?
Give me a kiss.
No, this is serious.
Oh.
Dinner's ready.
If you come up next month overdrawn again, Mr. Atterbury will... Dinner's ready.
Let's go eat.
Oh, now, just a minute. It's only 5:30. I won't be hungry for an hour.
Well, I know, but Katie has to fix dinner early tonight so she can get to night school on time.
Night school?
Yes, you know, night school. It's like day school, only darker.
I am familiar with the institution. It's one of Mr. Atterbury's pet projects.
Oh?
But my stomach is used to eating at 6:30.
Well, I promised Katie she could go so your stomach can just take dinner and lump it.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Dinner's on the table, Mrs. Cooper.
We're coming, Katie.
I hope you don't mind eating early on account of me, Mr. Cooper.
No, I guess not, Katie. Yeah? What class are you going to tonight?
Beginning sewing. I had trouble deciding which course to take. They teach everything in night school, you know.
Wait a minute. Do they by any chance teach arithmetic?
Oh, sure.
Okay, Katie, serve the dinner. Sit down, George. Well, what happened at the bank today? George, what are you looking at me like that for?
Liz, you're going to night school with Katie.
Oh, George, I took mathematics in school once.
Well, honey, you may have been exposed to it, but it didn't take.
Maybe I'm immune. Maybe when I was a baby, I was vaccinated against it.
Liz?
I'll bet that's what that funny little scar is on my arm.
Liz, you're going. It'll be good for you, and Mr. Atterbury will be delighted. After all, you owe him something for all the trouble you caused him at the bank.
Wouldn't it be easier just to give him a quart of blood?
Now, Liz,
all right, George, I'll go. Katie, it looks like you had yourself a little school chum. The last one to the teeter-totter is the dirty, rotten egg.
Well, Liz, what'll we do tonight?
What do you mean, do? We have to do our homework.
What?
I started school last night, remember? We have to spend this evening on our arithmetic problems.
Our arithmetic problems?
Well, George, you got me into this. I thought we'd do them together.
Oh.
I'll read you the problems and you give me the answers.
I have a better way of doing them together. I'll read you the problems and you give me the answers.
Well, if you want to do it the hard way. Here, we're supposed to do problems 1 to 10.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready?
First problem.